Alright, what's going on, guys? It is officially salmon fly season. It's probably been salmon fly season here for a few days, maybe half a week now here in southwestern Montana. It is a great time of year to be out on the water. You know, other than the salmon flies, there's going to be a lot of caddis coming off, some PMDs coming shortly. Flows are clear, river's clear, it's fishing great. It's a great time to be on the water. I was able to sneak out with my brother, mostly did some filming. As you can see, I did break my hand, among other things. So it was just kind of a sit and watch kind of trip for me, but I was able to sneak out there and at least enjoy the river and enjoy the time of year that it is right now, because this is the best time of year for fishing for us. So I got my brother set up with the salmon fly rig. So typically, if the fish are just rising like crazy, the salmon flies, typically I will just throw a single dry, a weight forward fly line, on a 9-10 foot rod, whatever. 7.5 foot leader normally, just because the fish are not super picky when it comes to eating a big foam bug. But when they're not kind of keyed in, we kind of fished when kind of towards the beginning of the hatch. This is one of the first days where it really got good. And also, I have limited time fishing on the water myself. So typically I do like to fish a dry dropper rig on a Euro setup is my preferred method. One dry dropper setup on a Euro setup is just my favorite way to fish. It's fun. You can always have those fish come up and eat the dry. And if not, that dry acts like the perfect sensitive indicator when those fish do eat that nymph. Plus you can fish pretty far away from you, which you don't always have the opportunity to do with when you're just straight Euro nymphing. So I tied up a little rig here. This is the rig that I typically use. I typically start with whenever I'm fishing dry dropper. This is kind of the rig I start with, just kind of the dry changes. So right now I have this big foam chubby on, salmon fly colored chubby. Tied off my dropper tag, which if I'm just straight Euro nymphing, it would normally just be a nymph, but now it's a dry. And then I typically run a big bow draw, so typically from my right chest to my fingertips to a nymph. And so with this being such a big air resistant bug, and it was pretty windy when we were out there fishing, I do typically run a bigger nymph than I normally would. So this is a 3.5, and this is probably the minimum I would run with this. Based on depth and stuff, our rivers are very high right now. We're still coming off a run-off season. Water's clear, but it's big water out there. So nothing less than a 3.5 here. We were actually fishing 4.0s here as well as the dropper, just to turn it over in that heavy wind. And then, another reason why I love the Euro rig so much versus kind of fishing just a straight dry. We fished this really cool seam where there was some heavy current, and then there was just this perfect seam right between those currents from an island that was upstream. And so with this dry dropper setup, this Euro dry dropper setup and this big salmon fly, my brother was able to cast over that heavy current. He's able to hold that rig up, keep that line off the water, so he's getting a perfect dead drift down through that pocket. And then, the fish have the option to come up and eat that big salmon fly, which we did have a number of salmon fly hits. Some from fish that were over eager and were not big enough to actually eat the fly. And then we got a bunch that actually ate the nymph below. But rather than casting that single salmon fly kind of into that pocket and having to take that weight forward line and kind of keep mending it, because of how fast the water was going, cast it out there, slowly lift that colored line up and that extra tippet, because we're typically running 2 to 3 feet of tippet from the indicator line to the dry, so about 2 to 3 feet of tippet there. Hold all that line up, get a nice perfect dead drift, and have an opportunity to catch a bunch of fish. It worked great. So you see how it comes off the point? Yeah. Now look, see the island? Yeah. See how it comes off the island? Yeah. I bet you there's one stacked out there. Back here? I think so. I think you just walk out towards the middle a little bit. Yeah, right there.
and then just cast it up and then get that Euro leader up. Yeah, that's perfect. You got one? Did you eat the dry?
No.
Oh.
That was fast.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It was so fast.
Pretty good fish for the gals, not gonna lie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you take the dry fly off?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have just added 8 inches of tippet to your bottom thing.
Sloppy.
The fish don't care.
I do.
The difference is you could have been re-rigged completely by now.
You underestimate how slow I can tie that knot.
4 hours later.
Get that sucker in the net. That thing's tiny.
Really easy to tell when they eat.
Yeah. Oh! You deserve that. You fought that fish terribly.
Yeah. I did.
That's a nice brown. Keep sliding down with it. hold on. You need to make your back cast complete. Otherwise you're gonna tangle it. So you need to feel your rod tip flex and then you can throw forward. Or just let it come down in the river, yep. Oh my God! I got it just in time. I got the camera on it.
I should have had that.
I only had one chance at glory, and this was it. And, you know, coaching my brother, filming my brother, you know, he's catching all these fish down below, so you think he would have the camera on me when I had my chance. But no, this is what you get right here.
Do you want me to just pause it, come net?
So as you can see, I did hook that fish. I did land that fish. Basically, I hooked the fish. He stopped filming. I had to just back up on the bank so that he could net it. Now, it was not a very big fish, but come on, guys. I only have one hand. This was my opportunity. We went to go take a photo of the fish just for the heck of it. And, you know, typically, you know, when I'm taking photos for clients or for people, you know, I just get my thumb itchy and I just keep snapping photos. Well, that's not what happened here. And so my brother went to go take the photo. You know, I have one hand holding it out. Fish flops. Fish goes bye-bye. And no photo for the T-man. And it's a bummer. I had my moment of glory, and my brother didn't come through for me.
Yep, that's fine. That's good. Now you're gonna just play the yep, like a banjo. Jeez, get out of my face, you stupid bug. Look at